Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Vinyl Hazard. I'm Daniel, and I'm going to do another update to my collection. A part 2, so to speak. My previous update was just a few days ago, and this is a continuation of that one. So, without further ado, let's continue. One of the many records I picked up was a record which I have... well, this band is a band I have listened to, never owned a record by, so this is the first one. And that's Amon Amarth, Twilight of the Thunder God. And on the cover here, you can see a little bit of Norse mythology. Thor fighting Jormungandr, the world serpent, in sort of a epic, climatic, mythological fight, Ragnarök. Also fitting with the name, Twilight of the Thunder God. So, Amon Amarth is a, guess they are like death metal, melodic death metal. And here we have the vinyl. And they have been at it for quite some time, since the early 2000s. And here we have a little bit of inner with lyrics. Yeah, they have been at it since the early 90s. They were formed in 1992, which is quite some time. And here we have a poster also, I believe. Yeah, I should unfold this one. Cool. There's a lot of pictures on the back side of the band. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, like melodic death metal. I have a lot of friends that think Amon Amarth is a good band. Cannot complain, they are. So I will start with this album and see if the collection will grow, so to speak. I believe it will. It was quite a good album. So, next one. A little bit of thrash metal. Death Angel. So, this is Killing Season, and it's their 5th album. Yeah, cool. I think this is the original artwork. I don't think this is the original artwork. It's a reissue, of course. So, Death Angel's Killing Season is their 5th album. I have just listened to this once, so I have to listen to it a whole lot more. Do not know what I think about it. It's definitely not up with the Ultraviolence or Act 3, but yeah, it's okay, I think, but I need to listen to it more. That's the bottom line. What would an update be without a new Judas Priest album? So, point of entry. Speaking of alternative covers, this is the general world cover, I think. They had another cover in the United States. Yeah, oh, wait, this is not a gatefold. Let's see. Here we have the inner sleeve with some lyrics attached to it. Oh yeah, this was previously they had nowadays they have like 3D logo of the band name. This was the last album which had that. This is the 7th album, by the way. It was released in 1981, and I think this album gets a little bit of flack. Basically, or apparently, Judas Priest, like the hardcore fans, thinks it's somewhat commercial. I even think that some of the band members also thought that they didn't sell out, but it was more commercial than they would have liked it to be. Don't know about that. I think it's quite good. But you know, people's tastes are what they are. Next one, and this one is a band which is new to me. Nailed to Obscurity. Love the cover, by the way. And this is the King Delusion. Just back. There we go. And so Nailed to Obscurity, they have been at it since 2005. So they're not like a new band, but they are new-ish. And this is... so I put the hype sticker on there. And it's on black vinyl. Oh yeah, cool little band logo there also. I've listened to this and was pleasantly surprised, actually. Didn't really know what to expect. This was on sale, so it was dirt cheap. I only listened to one song and thought, well, hey, let's buy it. That's the usual strategy I have sometimes. And it was really, really good. If there is one song I would recommend that you try out, it's probably Protean. The second song, at least on the vinyl. I don't know how it is on the CD. Very, very good. They're melodic death metal, by the way, so that's good to know. But they have a well, how should I put it? Anyway, it's melodic death metal. It's not. It's like both clean and growly voice, of course, but it's harmony to it. The harmony to it, which I like. It's not fragmented. It's not. It doesn't feel forced. Try it out. Here we have the folder in the folder. Cool artwork. Very much crows and stuff on it. Not really the most well, quite depressing images. Yeah. Is that crow eats his? Yeah, the crow is eating his eyes. And here are the band members. Yeah, so very, very pleasant surprise by Nailed to Obscurity. I need to listen to more of them. But this, the King Delusion, look that up. Protean, the song, I think is a good representation of the album. Another new one. This is a power metal band called Victorius. This is Dreamchaser. Crows again, or ravens, I guess it is. Yeah, it was ravens on the last album too. Yeah, so, and here is that one. So Victorius was formed in 2004, and this is their third album, I think it is. Here it is. And the lyrics. This is the inner sleeve. I naturally sleeve them. So Victorius, a German band, power metal, also a nice surprise. They're quite speedy at times, at least on this album. They're not like Dragon Force speed-y, but enough. I mean, it's the standard like German speed power metal thingy. I don't know if that is a subgenre or not, but well, if anyone has listened to a lot of power metal, they know that the German style of power metal is often mixed with a lot of speed in it. All right. Oh, we have to take care of that later. So, onwards to a new album. The King is back. You probably know who I am referring to. The heavy metal creator, or metal creator, anything. Ozzy Osbourne, his 2020 album. I would not be surprised if this will be on a lot of people's top 10 lists by the end of the year, because it's a great album. So Ozzy has been away for 10 years. I think was it Scream? Yeah, I think it was Scream that was his latest album. So that was released in 2010. and many thought that was basically his last album. But he found the powers to, we channeled the powers of darkness to once again produce a great album. And the only thing I can say that is negative about this is probably if you have watched any vinyl channels, or like for instance if you follow Frank at channel 33, he complains about a little bit about the pressing on this particular copy. So the pressing has been a little bit flawed in these vinyl pressings, this first edition. I have not had any problems with it, but apparently a lot of people have. And you know, people want to buy older vinyl records because apparently the quality of those records are often better than the new ones, and I can sort of understand that, but there is no new record of this. This is the new record, so we cannot do anything about that. Anyway, the album in itself is good. I mean, he has released a lot of singles on this, like Ordinary Man, the title track, what more? Under the Graveyard, of course, it was the first single. So if you, by some unholy thing, or unholy, anyway, if you have not listened to Ozzy Osbourne at all, I would recommend it, the Heavy Metal King. And if you want to listen to this album, listen to Under the Graveyard. It's a great representation of what it is. Moving on in the heavy metal world, we have my latest Saxon album, and that is Call to Arms. An excellent album. Very is it like mid-era-esque, I think, Saxon. It's like from, no, it's pretty late era. I mean, Saxon has released, what, 21 albums? Or no, 21 albums. This is the 19th album. Yeah, perhaps they released more than that. Anyway, there's a shit ton of Saxon records. Call to Arms is it's a sort of a concept record. It's about World War I, war in general, I think. Yeah, the poster also, of course. It's you know, what is it called? So Uncle Sam, you know, this American version of this, who points at you like the recruitment poster for World War I. It was based on this one, and it's Lord Kitcher, I think it is, who was modeled for this. And you see, it's not a very happy inner folder. Raven again, and a fallen soldier over there. It's a no man's land. And here we have the black vinyl, very nice. Yeah, so if I could recommend a song or track on this album, I would say the title track, Call for Arms. Super good. Chasing the Bullets, good. Yeah. Cool album. And finally, the last one. So you all know that I am a huge Wormwood fan. If you watched my new pickup video, you also know that I have purchased their first album, which is this one, Ghostlands. So, or Ghostland, Wounds from a Bleeding Earth, is the whole title. If you see, this is not the original cover. I think this is a better cover, actually. And that's because this is the first pressing of the vinyl, and the vinyl, they didn't release a vinyl edition when they released the CD. for this one. So I pre-ordered it from their shop and got it about 3 weeks ago. And Wormwood is a atmospheric black metal band. There it is. And this is the dark green edition. I like this one. You know, I like my black records, but green is very, very good because it matches the album very, very fine. And I also have another thing to show you, a very special thing. Well, here is the inner sleeve with lyrics and stuff. Yeah, but before I show that, generally speaking, Wormwood is a band which, yeah, it's atmospheric black metal. They have clean vocals in their songs too. They have a superb variety and harmony to their black metal. You know, if you do an atmospheric black metal album, sometimes it can be very, very fragmented, and it can be quite a mess. This album is most certainly not that. This is just like their second album, which they released last year, and I consider to be the best album of that year. This one from 2017 could have easily been on the top list at that point of year or that point of time, and it would be. I can fairly certainly say that. It's a wonderful album, filled with, like, I don't know, the atmosphere of deep forests, mists, and mystic of the north. It strikes very much to my home country of Sweden. They are Swedes, of course, so naturally it should be like that. But there's something about this band which I cannot explain. You just have to listen. And a couple of weeks ago, I entered a competition on their Facebook page. They were having a competition where they would send the drum skin or the drum head and the sticks of the session which they recorded this record from, and I won that. And this is the result. This is the drum head on which they record Ghostlands on. Signed by all the band members. Awesome. And here is also the sticks which recorded that record. Awesome. You can even see the scuffs on there. I mean, you cannot get it any better than this. Think of the worth this will be in like 10 years. I mean, it's priceless. I'm very, very fortunate to have actually won this. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, folks, I hope you take care of each other. I hope you stay indoors and all that crap that's on right now. So that's that. I do not know when I will have a new update for you. I have not ordered any records right now. I more or less decided to listen through my collection a bit more before I order any new stuff. But I will be back in one way or another. So anyway, may the metal gods be with you, friends, and I will see you later.